after a good weekend, Champions League is back again. What are your thoughts?
Bro, Champions League always brings a lot of excitement, especially when you have the squad depth, like what Arsenal possesses now. And this week, midweek's fixture, Champions League fixture, we have got like absolute bomb fixtures. And this new format, every game is important. You can't just rely that, against big teams, if you drop points and you can win against lesser teams. That's not the case now. You have to be on point to avoid that additional game that you have to play. So overall, I think some exciting games there. Liverpool, Madrid, uh, Napoli City. I'm sure you guys are buzzing as well for that.
Yeah. Looking forward to a big Champions League match, like match day. It's been many years of us, getting smashed in the round of 16 against Barca and Bayern. It's only last year, that night at the Emirates and that night at the Bernabeu, where it felt like, okay, we are back, we belong in this Champions League. And so that brings a good amount of excitement for this new season.
Yeah, I mean, after the kind of fixture there are to watch, I'm running out of choices which one I should see. All the games, especially the Premier League clubs, are playing. Every other game, Bayern, Chelsea, Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, City, Napoli, Newcastle, Barcelona. I mean, you name it, and every game looks
Wow.
like a game that you want to see, you want to watch. So pretty exciting. What do you think of it? Like out of all the Premier League clubs that are playing in Champions League tomorrow or day after tomorrow, which club do you think will make an impact to start their campaign?
I think more Arsenal should, of course, make an impact with the squad depth they have. And apart from Arsenal, I think Liverpool at home. So at Anfield, a Champions League night, a Champions League opener at Anfield, Liverpool should have an instant impact. I think Isaac may start or at least come from the bench. And then again, the team which may suffer is probably Newcastle. They are having it's just too many games for them to play right now, and they don't. They have bought some new players, but I think overall, when you have to compete in Champions League, compete in the Premier League, it just gets a little too intense, and especially starting it against Barcelona. So there it might get tricky for Newcastle. But yeah, I think overall Kevin De Bruyne returning to Etihad, that's also equally exciting.
What do you think about Bayern and Chelsea? I mean, let's go game by game just to see where all these clubs stands. Chelsea playing at Bayern Munich home. What do you make of it?
I think it's going to be an interesting game. And Chelsea did all right. They won that very Club World Cup. So people had high hopes for them going into this new season. They've not started like perfectly. You can see where they're lacking still. But I think it'll be an interesting game. Bayern aren't the strongest. Like that fear isn't there in Bayern. At least I don't fear them the way but that's also got to do with Arsenal being stronger than they used to be. But in general, I would say with Musiala out for a long part of the season, Bayern, let's see. I'm not convinced about them. They do have Olise, Kane, and the new signing Luis Diaz up front, so that's not to be taken lightly. I think at home they'll just about edge Chelsea. Like a 2-1. Like
Ooh,
I don't see Chelsea winning, and I don't see Bayern smashing them either.
oh, well, so you think
Yeah,
there is a chance, like slight hope they have if they can do better to probably get a point, if not 3 points.
Yeah, I think Chelsea will be more than happy with a point if they come out of Bayern with a point.
you talk about Bayern that they haven't been doing, you're not that convinced with the squad they have. I'm also not convinced with the manager they have, by the way. I just want to clarify that Vincent Company as a head coach for Bayern Munich, I think that's not the pedigree you would have for a manager at Bayern while challenging for a Champions League spot. So
Yeah,
sort of
I guess he was kind of that job came his way after getting relegated with Burnley.
yeah.
So
I think he's just
I think he was lucky enough to get the job.
he just got lucky. Yeah, because he worked with
exactly.
Pep Guardiola. He was a great player, no doubt about that. He worked he was under Pep Guardiola there as a captain for a bit, for a small time. But whatever it was, I think all of that helped him land this dream job at Bayern, man.
It's kind of like it helped Arteta land his dream.
Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid at home. This looks like an easy, not easy, but at least comfortable win for Liverpool, if not, a hard fought win.
I don't think so. It will be a easy game for Liverpool to win, even if it is at home. Simply because when you saw Arsenal play against Liverpool at Anfield, the defensive structure that Arsenal got, it was very difficult for them to break. It was very difficult for Liverpool to break. Not that Liverpool dominated that game. And similarly, Diego Simeone at Anfield is gonna come in with a very pragmatic mindset. So it's not going to be easy for Liverpool to just get a win just because they are playing at home. But it's going to be exciting game. Arne Slot against Diogo Simeone. That's a proper game with two different mindsets and philosophy.
Do you agree with Nas? I mean, is Liverpool going to have an easy game, or it's going to be a task for Liverpool to get those 3 points?
I do agree with him. I don't think they're going to get an easy win, but I do think eventually they will win. Like just what's been happening with their games, I do think they'll take it 1-0 actually.
Okay.
And that goal, I'm not sure if it'll be a late winner. It could be an early one, and then they just defend, and I don't see Simeone taking points off them for whatever reason. Yeah, it's looking bleak.
Newcastle, Barcelona. Tough fixture for Newcastle, especially with all the changes and what they have been through in the transfer window. Do you think any chances are there for Newcastle to get something out of this game?
I don't see much hope for Newcastle, even though they're at home. And the last time they were in the Champions League, they did a good, they did well for themselves. They got some big wins against PSG, and I'm not sure who else, but I remember them beating PSG 4-1. St. James Park will be up for the game, but I just see Barcelona being too strong for them. Come on.
Yeah, sort of, agree with what we saying here. Barcelona has been in a good form in La Liga. Newcastle will struggle with the amount of games they are playing now. They do have a decent squad, but does the squad have carries enough depth right now? Perhaps no. So starting a Champions League season against Barcelona may be a little tricky for Newcastle. I think it will be a great result for them if they are able to avoid a loss.
The interesting one is City versus Napoli. That's the most exciting. That's the game that I'm really excited about for two reasons. Kevin De Bruyne coming back home, and the other reason, he looks in good form. So is Scott McTominay.
I think you were right that it's going to be a KDB reunion at the Etihad. Not going to be an easy game from either of those teams. Poli, they have played some fantastic football for last couple of years. The City, they have shown some form, but at home, I think City may have enough firepower to just nudge Napoli aside and get those 3 points.
I agree. Yeah, I think City is going to win, but I so want De Bruyne to score and
And
make them
celebrate.
feel
And
really
celebrate.
proud. He's not going to celebrate. They're making the statue for him, so he won't celebrate. But they should feel that thing that they let him go when he was ready to stay.
Yeah, that's one thing that I
And
still couldn't understand why Kevin De Bruyne didn't stay at City. I mean, the year or two, at least a year for sure, he could have been here and he could have done what he does the best.
even if he hadn't done a great job or didn't perform to his best potential, for if he had extended for another year or two, I think the transition from the previous squad to the new squad, because suddenly there are completely new blokes in midfield, I think would have helped City a bit. But then again, we don't know what goes inside the head of the great Pep Guardiola.
Coming to the final one, the main one, the one that we all have been waiting for this season.
What do you think more? Arsenal going to Athletic Bilbao, sorry. Bilbao, yeah.
You have taken all the possible names related to that. I think it should be an easy win, especially with one of their main forward, Nico, is out with injury.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
he's not going to play for sure from what I heard. Considering that, I think it's going to be not too easy, but a 2-1 kind of a game. Definitely,
You just said
with the kind of
easy.
defense we have, we might be able to get that win and start our campaign properly.
I think we're gonna win. Whether it'll be easy win or not, I'm not convinced.
They have played 4 games. They have won 3 out of them, so pretty decent for them.
Yeah.
The
So
last one
so
they
so
this
the
weekend they
behind
lost
that
one.
bad, behind that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
they
yeah.
lost it. They
The
lost
last
it.
one they
And
lost it.
also, I think Valverde also said in his press conference that from them, in not in exact words, but indirectly, he said that La Liga is sort of a priority over Europe for them. So maybe he might rest a couple of
Okay.
good footballers as well.
I'm not sure if he's going to rest anyone because it's going to be a big game for them, especially at home. They have a chance to get something out of it. So I'm not sure
Yeah.
if they're going to play an easy team. Created 11 for Arsenal versus Athletic Club. We'll go one by one from goalkeeper. You go with goalkeeper. Do we have a second option?
No, we have to go with Raya. Kepa will get his chance next week.
Look,
Yep.
Kepa's option is definitely tempting, but yeah, it's tempting. This guy has played in the Premier League, played Champions League earlier. But I'll
He's a
still stick
Champions
with
League
David
winner.
Raya. You don't mess with that spot, that number one spot in a Champions League opener. So David Raya.
Yeah.
All right. So we all agree with David Raya. Right back.
Right back. Mo, you just told us Ben White is probably injured again. So we have no, there's no debate here then.
Right
Yeah.
centre back. Saliba or Mosquera? I think
Mosquera start. Oh, sorry.
yeah, Mosquera. I'm also going with Mosquera.
If Saliba is fit, then I'll give a shout out to Saliba.
Okay.
He has that
Okay.
enough rest. He had the entire international break. He was on a chill mode. So I think he has that enough time. So I think he can start. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's centre back. Are we playing Gabriel or can Kepa might just come in?
I'm playing Gabriel.
Okay.
Big gap.
Especially if Saliba's also not there.
Yeah.
Gabriel.
Irrespective of anything, I think Big Gap he has to play.
Okay. Left back. Time for Luis Kelly to step in now.
Yeah.
Time for Luis Kelly.
Yeah. Miles has
Okay.
to start. But we all right. There are three options for left back, by the way. There's Calafiori, Miles, and Incapae has played left back
Left back.
as well, and he is very good at as a left back. So
I'm going with
guys, three
Hincapié for some reason.
You're going with Hincapié.
Yeah, I think Hincapié will start. It's a good signing. It's a very important signing in terms of the profile of the player. And if he has to build up his game and get that chemistry, game time is the only time where he can get his chance. So I'll go with Hincapié and see what he can bring on the table.
Go with Miles.
Miles,
I'll
okay.
also go with Miles.
Yeah, that should be in the order, but for some reason. Anyway, midfield. Nas, who's going to be the CDM? Or
I think
number 6
Zubi,
goal?
Deckers, and Vaneri. Zubi, Deckers, and Vaneri.
Okay. B, you think
I
that's
think
going to be
Norgard is injured. Odegaard is injured. We don't have many options there, so I think these three pick themselves.
I think Rice, Marino, and Eze.
How this
right?
completely
Oh,
new.
yeah. Okay. I think Zubimendi, Rice, and Merino.
The only reason I'm not got Zubimendi in there is because of Man City. I'm like, maybe I'm fucking around with the team too much, but I'd play Rice in the 6. Let Marino keep playing because he's on a high, and put Eze in the 10 because I want him to play there ahead of Ethan.
Right. So Zubi, Rice, and Eze for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Forwards.
My front three would be Gyökeres, Madueke, and Trossard.
Trossard ahead of Martinelli.
What he did the other day.
Yeah. I think that's a good shout out. Then Trossard, then Eze. Eze in 10 can switch as well at times when required because Trossard can fit in that number 10 role also. And Eze can shift left as well. So I think this will give a different versatility to the entire system. So I think it's a very good shout out because we anyway have three runners: Gyökeres, Noni, and Eze. We don't need a fourth one. So Trossard is that's a good shout out, man.
Yeah. I'm confused between. For some reason, I feel it's going to be Martinelli on the left. And Gyökeres and Madueke because it's an away game.
So
No,
So
is it?
leaving Nas, no one thinks Ethan is going to play, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. I'm just tempted now with Eze and Trossard interchanging. So I might, and maybe then Ethan starts over the weekend against City. So I'm also going for Eze in that 10. And but I won't play
yeah, that's
Torino.
Ethan either way will get a game,
Yeah.
whether it's today or on Sunday, because Odegaard doesn't look like he'll make it back for Sunday. Quick
This
prediction before we go,
Think
Nas?
good old 1-0 to the Arsenal.
I'll go with 2-1.
I think 2-0.
0. And who are we putting on the score sheet?
Gyökeres and Rice.
You? 1-0.
I think it's gonna be a set piece away from home Champions League game. Everything is a little slower there. So I'll go for a big Gabby on set piece.
Yeah, I'll go with Medviki on the score sheet. He deserves that. The other one, I really want Gyökeres to score so that he gets the confidence that he can score away from home as well. So let's see.
Yeah, he needs that.
Thank you for joining in, and we'll catch you after the game.